Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakar Kwadash. And double honor to the apostles of the great millstone that taught me this truth through the inspiration and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and also giving salutations to the Yakim as well. And I just want to jump right into this video of this article that I found and conveying the point that Esau is supposed to be hated. Okay. Now this reads, care worker caught raping a 99-year-old as family watches in horror on hidden camera. A care worker has been jailed for life after he was caught raping a 99-year-old dementia patient as her family watched on helplessly via a hidden camera. So why in the world would any man in his right mind desire a 99-year-old woman to sexually rape? See, this is what you got to consider when these guys come on the YouTube and talk nonsense, man, and use scriptures to justify the position. Know damn well what they're saying is incorrect. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. Like, we haven't went over that so many times. Like I said in my last video. According to the scriptures, man, the Lord hates these people because of the things that they get up into doing. I mean, there's so many cases of these Edomites getting caught red-handed doing left-handed wayward shit. And once again, as I'm going to say, you mean to tell me that a niggard is going to come out of the woods and tell the rest of the world of Israel that they're not supposed to hate these kind of people, man? Come on, man. Get it together. That's what he needs to do. The out of GOCC need to get his shit together. And I'm not saying that Jake don't do no wild shit, but when Esau does wild shit, they do it to a whole nother level. All right? They do it to a whole nother level. So, you know, these people, if the Lord hated these people, yeah, then it shouldn't be a terrible thing to hate these people, because you know, according to the scriptures, like I quoted in the last video that I did, is to love the good and to hate the evil. This is madness, and this is evil at best. How you gonna rape someone's grandmother, man? Shaking my head. Anyway, let's continue to read on. It says, he was caught sexually assaulting this vulnerable victim on a secret camera her family had installed in her room after they became concerned for her welfare. Carey pleaded guilty as Preston Crown Court, where he was jailed for life with a minimum of 10 years. And I just want to remind those that are watching that, you know, there's so many cases of so-called white people, and even including those Amalekites that's calling themselves us. You always find these people just doing some way left nonsense, man. Having sex with dogs, horses, all manner of animals that they can get their hands on. You know, eating flesh of human beings and babies. And I mean, the list just goes on and on. It's ridiculous. All right. It's funny. And you know, we're supposed to just be accepted. We're just supposed to be accepting of these people. Like how we were taught in the Christian churches. Like, nah, man, like, this is 2022. You know, we're a generation of individuals that's not accepting no more bullshit, man. And the reason why we're not going to be accepting any kind of BS from these guys out here, because the difference is man, the difference between us and these individuals is the fact that we're comfortable in the realms of reality, and in the reality of things, we're supposed to look at these devils as base, degradable creatures, man. What they show based on their actions to be. All right, so let's continue to read this. It says, prosecutors said the victim's family became concerned when her behavior suddenly changed. She would not allow physical contact and begged her relatives when they visited, "Don't leave me, they will hurt me." The family installed a covert camera in her room to try to discover what was causing her so much distress. But to their horror, they witnessed Carrie enter the woman's room where he raped and sexually assaulted her on the live feed. And they immediately called police, who arrested Carrie. He admitted his guilt in court after the prosecutors presented forensic evidence and the camera footage. Senior prosecutor Sophie Radolski, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, said after he was sentenced, Carrie abused his position of trust and targeted a vulnerable woman whom he should have been caring for. I'm grateful to the victim family, who have shown great strength throughout the court proceedings. Right? So there you have it right there. That's all I got to read from there. And showing you that this is what you call a profane person. Let's get the book of Hebrews 12. And we're going to read this again, because I read this in my last video, but I'm going to read this again. And then we're going to look up the word profane person. Verse 16, right towards the point. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So now let's look up the term profane, or two terms, profane person, right? Which in the Latin, the word is profanus, which means outside of the temple. But this kind of says the same thing, but in a different way.
Strong G 952. Bebelos.
Bebelos. Accessible, lawful to be trodden, of places, profane, unhallowed, common public place of men, be of men ungodly. So that's what these people are. They're unholy people, man. They are not supposed to be in holy places. That's really where this is getting at, right? But they didn't say that in the words that they should have. But when you really look up the word simply means outside of the temple. So there are people that are unholy children. Okay? And this is why the scripture says, when the wicked bear rule, the wicked walk up on every side. And this is why you're reading about these cases of these Edomites just doing outlandish, way left-hand side things, man. And it's just constant. Case after case after case after case. So these are the people that we're supposed to hate, as it is written in the book of Malachi 1. I've just read it in my last video. How the Lord hated Esau. So if the Lord hated Esau, you goddamn right, we can hate them too. Especially in the kingdom. Ain't no people like this going to be within the parameters of the children of Israel, man. Raping old women and grandmothers. That's not going to be happening in our kingdom. These devils going to get cut down, man. So that's all I got to say. I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakah Kwadash. And with that, I'm closing and I'm out. And I say Shalom.